Too many calories, not enough calories. I'm over my limit, I'm under my limit. I don't have energy, I do have energy. What is going on? What is this counting calories all about? My name is Marcus Smith, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, extreme athlete and coach, and welcome to my weekly wrap up. If you've been before, thanks for coming back. If it's your first time, I hope you enjoy the next 10 minutes. The focus topic this week, what's been on my mind, and this is really what I share in a weekly reflection, is all of this chat about counting calories. However, before we come to that, it has been a beautiful week here in Dubai. It was absolutely incredible, the amount of meteorologists, weathermen, we really saw come to the front on Sunday as it was humid, boiling hot, awful, uncomfortable, all of the above. But actually, it's been an amazing week. I've had a great week. Sort of rounded out yesterday and also this morning, which were two of my highlights that I want to share with you guys. I was giving another talk yesterday, the Ultra Mindset, to actually about 150 employees from a bank online through Teams. It is a completely different paradigm. It is so different to what I'm used to. Those of you that have been on my channel before or over on my Instagram will have seen that during COVID, I've actually been doing a lot of talks online to different companies, different organizations, schools. Yes, it is a way that I make my money, so please stop asking me to do it for free the whole time, because I only do a certain number each year to schools as my, you could call it CSR. It's different. And I was thinking yesterday, what's going through the mind of the 150 people that I'm talking to when I'm on their screen on Teams, which actually is working a lot better these days. The first time I did something on Teams at the start of COVID, it was a nightmare. My presentation's up, they can see a little bit of my face, and I'm really trying to help these guys. Everyone's suffering from different things. We're all in this state of adversity. No matter what industry you're in, I think there's certain sufferings that are going on if you look at them as sufferings. And I'm there looking into my screen, very formal up top, actually had a t-shirt on, no cap, down below. You guys know how it goes, shorts, socks, it's all good. I'm trying to help them. Now, I was thinking, okay, if I was on the other end of this, and this is really why I'm sharing this story with you guys, because if you're on the other end of one of these seminars, talks, inspirational bits, or if you're just watching something on YouTube, once you finish, my talks generally these days online, about 30 minutes, because that's the sweet spot, is what are the top 2 or 3 things that I took from that talk? That's all I want. In the Ultra Mindset, I talk about my process for solving problems, for overcoming that adversity. I also challenge people to do certain things once that talk's finished. No matter what it was, hopefully they took it away. So what content are you creating and what actionable points are you taking away? And then, because it's all right taking those actionable points away, but then what are you actually doing with those actionable points? Think about that. The second thing, before we jump to counting calories, I was thinking about this week was the strength that we're seeing in communities now that we're allowed a little bit more interaction. That was highlighted 2 or 3 times this week with the people from Inner Fight Endurance, and rounded out this week, this morning, with what we have every Thursday, the coffee run. 30 or 40 people, all spread out, don't worry, stay cool, running, and then in small groups, having coffee afterwards and just talking things, just life. What I will say, and what I want to share with you guys, why I share that particular reflection this week, is that I'm seeing these guys benefit massively as we've come out of this crazy period and things are coming back to some sort of normal, is that those communities are even more important than they've ever been. Those friendships have become stronger. Those meeting points, those touch points are even more important than they've ever been. I feel a lot of energy from it. I know a lot of other people that come, that's why they come, they get energy from it as well. So if you're not feeling great, if you've had a rough ride, which a lot of people have, try and connect with different communities. Try and connect with people that are like-minded, that are gonna give you good energy and they're gonna pull you up. I think it's really key. I talk about it a lot, but I really have felt it a lot this week, and I'm excited for tomorrow morning because I get to experience it again in another area I'm gonna speak about at the end. Coming back to counting calories, I listened to a podcast this week and the gentleman said counting calories is a direct line to an eating disorder, and I pretty much agree. We become too obsessive, too focused on the number of calories rather than the quality of the food that we're having. For those of you that don't know, calorie is a measure of heat, how much it takes to heat something up, and food is giving us energy, so we need that energy, which we have what we call a basal metabolic rate. I did a whole podcast on this, comes out on Sunday as well. Basal metabolic rate, for me, I'll use that example because I'm conscious of your time here. It's about 2,500 calories a day. I then add on to that how much exercise I do. So if I'm gonna burn 500 calories today, I need about 3,000. 3,000 calories I could get from about 6 or 7 Mars bars, and then I'd hit my ceiling. Or I could eat some really good, healthy food, keep it nice and lean, stay away from processed foods, stay away from sugars, and I could have 3, maybe 4 meals a day to hit my 3,000 calories. What do you guys think is better here? I'm listening. Sorry, it's a video. What do you think is better? Obviously the second option, right? And this is where people are getting it a bit wrong, is that we're counting calories, which in itself a lot of the time there's 2 problems with this. The one problem is that you need to weigh all of your food, which is not good in the long term. I don't believe it's sustainable at all. Or you need to believe what something like MyFitnessPal said. As the data has grown in MyFitnessPal, we're seeing a lot of discrepancies here and there. We now get more verified foods, but sometimes they're not available to you. And really, sometimes what's been printed on food packaging is absolute bollocks. It's not the truth. Trust me, you can see that something is not what it says in the packet. So maybe you don't always know. So they're the 2 issues, that the information that we're feeding in or we're able to get is not accurate. And then measuring different foods in the long run is just not sustainable. So I go with a different approach. Yes, I know, and I'm aware of my basal metabolic rate and the amount of exercise I'm doing. Tomorrow, for example, I'll ride for about 3.5 to 4 hours. It'll be around 120 kilometers. Not huge, but I need a little bit of extra energy. So today I will make sure I eat a little bit more, and tomorrow when I come back I'll be hungry, so I'll eat a little bit more. Will it be 6 or 7 Mars bars? Absolutely not. I will always go to the more natural, unprocessed and sugar-free food to fuel my activity, and you guys should be doing the same. When I've eaten a lot, I will feel quite full. What? Again, when I've eaten a lot, I'll feel quite full. That's the brain saying enough is enough. Sometimes we can check in on that by eating a little bit slower or waiting 15 to 20 minutes before we might go and get seconds of something. But your body will tell you that you're full, and therefore you should stop. So there's a lot of being in touch with your body, being in touch with what signals the brain is sending you, and just being a little bit smart. If you're doing 20% more tomorrow than you're doing today, then take your food from today and increase it by 20%, and you should have the right amount of food. If you become obsessive counting calories, you really subject yourself to long-term issues and poor relationships with food that I really want people to try and avoid. That's really the bottom line. Short-term, professional athlete, yes, it works, but when it becomes too obsessive and when it becomes a little bit too technical and the data that you're using is not accurate anyway, you could run into massive issues. Plus, yes, eating less calories, putting less petrol in, and still getting the body to perform is not a bad short-term way to lose weight, but in the long term, the body goes into a starvation mode, and we end up trashing a certain number of things that go on in the body. Your body needs food. That's why it's hungry. It needs good food to grow and to recover. So why not just give it that? Instead of worrying about, how many calories in this little pack of something? Think about it. Don't develop an eating disorder just because someone's posted on Instagram that counting calories is the right way. Be aware of it, but eat good, unprocessed, sugar-free food. You should be pretty okay. Yes, I'm excited. I said it there. I've got a big ride tomorrow. I get to engage again with the community. I'm excited for the weekend. I can relax a little bit. I'm also excited for my gym to open. We're nearly there. It's not as straightforward as you think. It's probably as complex as you think. That's it for this week. Thanks a lot for passing by. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you next week. Please do this exercise for yourself. It's super useful.